Hello, everybody. This is Justin from Stillness in a Storm here. We're doing a live stream with Joseph Irwin, my buddy I just met over here in Saint Petersburg. This is a synchronicity because I didn't even know he was going to be here, but it just so happens in the hometown, or not my hometown, but the place I used to live, he happens to be doing some really cool projects. So, Joseph, how's it going?
Totally. Hey guys, I'm Joseph Irwin, originally from Colorado, but I've been here in St. Pete developing a permaculture community slash hostel to begin with, and now it's becoming basically an educational facility, having to do specifically with sustainable technologies and ways of growing and living, stuff like that, which obviously is super perfect for the time we're in and kind of where everything is moving. But so I kind of was traveling all around the country before I got here. And then about 7 months ago, we kind of started, this property actually used to be a halfway house. So the energy before was very locked down and structured in kind of like an old paradigm type of...
Yeah. And this was, what, like a dump or an empty lot or something?
Yeah, there was a timeline where this was, maybe 7 years ago, this was turned into a parking lot.
Wow.
They were going to be a parking lot for a Rays game.
Sure.
And then one of these guys, who was the founder of the garden itself, he was like, no, we must turn it into a garden. So it's kind of interesting timelines there. There's a timeline where all of this is literally a parking lot, but we're not on that timeline.
That's right.
It's a beautiful garden right now, operating under permaculture principles, which basically, to super summarize that, is just making permanent cultures, literally. The most simple way of saying it. So instead of like the whole idea of like tilling the land constantly and leaching all the nutrients, we're literally creating microcultures in the soil. We're creating different relationships between the different plants, but also the people. At its best, permaculture is not just about gardening or growing food. It's also about kind of the symbiotic culture between humans, both mentally and spiritually, and then also the land, and the plants and the animals. So really, the word that I'll throw in here really strongly is symbiosis. Symbiosis.
Yeah. Using the principles of nature to create abundance.
Exactly.
Through using the knowledge we have. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you, is because your story is really fascinating. You used your awakening experience, which happened in 2011, to learn about all these principles, and then with that passion and that care and that purpose it gave you, you've created all of this abundance that we see around us. And I mean, he's got so many different plants. You have moringa, you have... How many different kinds of spinach do you have that you showed me?
We've got 3 or 4 types of spinach throughout the garden, Celian, Egyptian, and then a couple other kinds. Just as an example, we've also got, we can kind of walk a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
We've also got, this is a papaya. We've got a nectarine tree over here. There's a big moringa tree over here. Different types of squash, different types of watermelon, pumpkin, also different types of mustard greens. So got herbs, got vegetables, got pretty much everything. Over here is what we call a permaculture food forest. So the idea there is everything there is permanent and will continually create food. So we've got a starfruit tree, we've got a mango tree, we've got a taro tree, we've got cassava, we've got tamarind, we've got a big, huge bush of hibiscus, cranberry hibiscus right here, which is just amazing, full of vitamin C. You can make tea out of it. Super good for your immune system. And then this is kind of like a less permanent bed where we will actually plant different kind of more seasonal crops. We'll grow them, we'll harvest them, and we'll put something else in there. And it is really important to change basically what type of things you're putting in the ground, because each plant has a different nutrient requirement.
Right.
So it'll pull different things out of the soil, but it also deposits different things back in the soil,
Precisely.
which is why we like to do what we call companion planting.
Right.
So it's like the opposite of Monsanto monocropping,
Right.
like literally complete opposite. Like we'll plant a bunch of different plants right next to each other. We call that a guild. And the guild, like the Native Americans actually used to do it a lot. They plant corn with squash and different things like that. So the idea is just to make, again, a symbiotic like microculture of the plants, and then that kind of extends out to the humans.
Right.
And then you can get into really cool stuff like trees.
And I think it's really interesting because if you look at what permaculture is, if we have all of these plants and they all serve a unique purpose, they all have their own individual thing that they're doing, but through the unity that they find with each other, they create all of this abundance. And that's kind of what we're all about, right?
Exactly.
Unity in the community.
Exactly.
Bringing disclosure out, trying to change the world through discovering our own unique purpose and shining that out into the world.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, exactly. And you might be asking, this is Stillness in the Storm. Why are we talking about plants and vegetables? Well, it's actually so important and so connected, which is, how are we connecting with the earth? Like this is on the ground, like in your hands, in your face. Like we are connecting with the real earth. We're connecting with the ground and the dirt and the soil, and how are we relating to it? And how is it relating to us? And it's really, we've all heard this statement, which is divide and conquer. This is the exact opposite of that.
Precisely.
And that's the most simple way I can say it. I don't know what you'd call it. Maybe come together and harmonize.
Unify and be abundance.
Yeah, symbiosis. That's all I got. It always goes back to symbiosis.
So yeah, I mean, and that's kind of what one of the meanings of Stillness in the Storm is, to create all of these things, that all these little pieces that seem like they're separate, and through unification they come together in one, and they create just this epic amount of abundance and energy and light and love. So
absolutely,
and that's what we're here doing. So awesome.
Totally.
So what is your outfit that you were getting started again?
So again, I'm Joseph Irwin. I'm starting a page called Invoke and Emerge. There'll be a YouTube channel. I'm going to keep going over a lot of stuff, both related to permaculture, but also related to the Secret Space Program, Full Disclosure Movement, and kind of tying it all together with Law of Attraction, and tying it together with the fractal universe. Basically just trying to really take a step back at everything that's going on, and getting kind of a really holistic view and perspective on all of that. So that's really my goal, and that's the momentum I'm pushing forward, and that's what we're going to create.
And I think you're going to be at the Eclipse of Disclosure event.
Yeah, we'll be at Eclipse of Disclosure at Mount Shasta.
All right.
So if you're going there, you'll see me there.
Beautiful. I'll be there too.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of amazing people there. So if you can get out there, get out there. We're going to be there. But if not, we will be on the interwebs, and I'm sure we'll be putting up lots of information, both of us from Eclipse of Disclosure. So
Joseph, it was great.
Absolutely.
And I look forward to seeing you at Eclipse of
What is your
Disclosure.
shirt?
My shirt is, I don't know if everybody can see it, Philosopher King. I'm a philosopher, what can I say?
I just noticed that. That's awesome.
So yeah, everybody, I wanted to feature this amazing young man who's doing some great work here.
Thank
and
you.
We all can learn from not just his example, but all the examples we're putting out there. So thanks, everybody. Until next time.
See you soon.